Question number 2, Dr. Jian Yang.
Mr. Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Finance. What reports has he received on how low inflation is benefiting New Zealand families?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I've seen a report from the Reserve Bank quite recently which forecasts 0% inflation in the year to March 2015. That's about now. So we have a very unusual situation where we have solid economic growth, which is delivering moderate and, for many New Zealanders, consistent wage increases, but at the moment at least, zero increase in the cost of living. This means that families can get some real increase in their incomes. At the same time, the Reserve Bank indicated an interest rate track that is a bit lower than was expected, again assisting the affordability of what have for some families been rapidly rising housing costs.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Dr. Chen Yong.
How is solid economic growth and low inflation benefiting New Zealand families through strength in the labour market?
Honourable
Mr.
Bill
Speaker,
English.
Low inflation, in fact, at the moment, record low inflation, along with the growing economy, is giving many businesses the confidence to invest more money and employ more people. Statistics New Zealand figures show that in 2014, 80,000 new jobs were created across the country, and average wages rose 2.5% last year. Average wages are expected to grow by a further 6,000 by September 2018, from $56,000 today. That's an increase of around 20% up to now, compared to the rate of inflation over the same period of around 11%. One particularly interesting statistic is that the labour market participation rate, that is, the proportion of the adult population available for work, is the highest it has ever been, at 69.7%, indicating that New Zealanders in general are confident about their prospects of getting a job, even if for some of them that turns out to be a bit of a challenge.
Supplementary question, Dr. Jian Yang.
What other reports has he seen on the benefits of economic growth for New Zealand households?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, an important aspect of the current outlook for the economy is the confidence of businesses and consumers. ANZ recently released their Consumer Confidence Survey, the most recent one, which shows a small lift in consumer confidence, but it's at reasonably high levels, and they are consistent with growth for the year ahead of around 3%. The main drivers of this confidence, they report, are the recent fall in petrol prices, low inflation, employment growth, and a generally positive outlook that Kiwis have for wage growth.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Dr. Jian Yang.
Do current economic conditions of low inflation but solid growth impact on government revenue? And if so, what steps is the government taking to return its books to surplus?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the current conditions do work well for the economy, but it is clear that low inflation and low oil prices have a significant effect on government expenditure and revenue. For instance, because of the drop in oil prices, we will be expecting to collect significantly less royalties on oil and significantly less tax and royalties on oil over the next 12 months. The government, though, in response to this, is continuing to responsibly manage its finances. We will be continuing to restrain new spending, and that's justified by the fact that there is low inflation, but also in continuing to increase the quality of public services.
Question number 3, Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.